Hello and welcome to this session on demonstration of various functionalities of the electrical ENiTrack Load Study application. It is a tool under ISCAM initiative, Intelligent Supply Chain and Engineering Management Initiative, which helps users to quickly prepare an electrical load study, calculate maximum energy demand, generate electrical load study, and analyze the load profile to find the energy intensive processes within the establishment or any process plant for which you wish to produce the design documents. I have created my login using registration form, and let's log in and start demonstration. Upon login, it will take you to the iSCHEM dashboard, which shows various tools of which the iSCHEM engine is comprised of, just like ENiTrack, ENiContrive, ENiSpec library, and few more to come. We are going to touch all the functional aspects of the ENiTrack um, tool in this session, and there will be more sessions coming up for deep diving the engineering fundamentals of the electrical load study. So this demonstration we are going to confine to the functionalities of the ENiTrack only. So you can access this tool by clicking on the ENiTrack button. So so the iSCHEM dashboard and iSCHEM dashboard, from iSCHEM dashboard you can have the ENiTrack button clicked for accessing the ENiTrack tool, and it will take you to the ENiTrack dashboard. ENiTrack dashboard is comprised of my project energy meter, load, add load, and equipment list forms. The same things are available on the navigation list on the left hand side of the dashboard. So in ENiTrack, the complete project life cycle starts with the creation of the project. So if you are not uh, you have not created any project yet in your dashboard, then uh, other functionalities, or if you visit the other pages, it will not show you any details till you create your own projects. So right now there are no projects created, so it is not showing any project list for you to access the functionalities. So once you are on the add project form, you can start adding the project by selecting the industry for which you want to create the project. So you can create the project by filling up this form. Let us create one project. For example, it's a pumping station project for water industry. Suppose pump, the number is PS0011. You can add capacity details, maybe 270 MLD. You can add location if you want. The remaining details you can add whichever additional details you want to add. You can add into the site details. And let us add a project created successfully. So now the project list has been updated, showing your project created here. Your project will have the owner name as your email ID. Any other projects which are shared by someone else with you, or the demonstration projects which are appearing by default in your project list once you register yourself. So These other projects will be defined by the original owner of the project, and these projects will have very limited access. Just like you won't be able to share the demo projects or the shared projects with someone else. You will be able to share only your projects with other reviewers or any colleagues you want to share your work with. Then, if you visit any specific pages through these quick access buttons or from the navigation bar, then there we, for example, on the add load form for this demonstration project, it will show you uh, the alert that you have restricted permissions on this project and you won't be able to save any load details in this project, but you will be definitely be able to save the details, load details and the loads in the project which you have created, that we will see shortly. Then next is let us visit the some of the demo projects just to have an idea that how will your project load list and energy meter and electrical load study will look like. So let us visit the this water project, wastewater energy improvement project. So let us start with energy meter. So this project has some already has some loads added into the equipment list, and based on this data it is showing the analysis of the equipment list in the energy meter dashboard. So it is showing how much is the kilowatt installed, running and absorbed capacities per type of load which you have created from the using add load form. So in add load, let us start with what exactly these components are. So reference tag number. So this form is for you to fill in the load details for which each of the load within your factory or process plant. This form gives you an idea about what all parameters of the load you shall be recording in order to perform complete load study of your plant. And starting with the tag number, you can select a unique tag number. For example, it is an inlet pump, then IP001, IP002 for your load. If it is a new project site or just uh, it is an existing site. So for new site, you can create your own tag numbers. If it is existing site, then it must be having some existing plant philosophy or tagging philosophy, or maybe all the assets in the plant must have been tagged already, so you can record the same number. Not necessarily all existing plants shall have asset tag numbers. However, intensive industries usually have tag numbers or identification numbers for each of the major assets within the plant. You can use the same or put your own as per your tagging philosophy. This is important to retrieve any specific load details from its tag number. So, or if you are creating a new load list, in that case, if you want to clone, suppose IP001 is a pump number 1, inlet pump number 1, and IP002 is inlet pump number 2. And in that case, if it is duty standby, then you want to copy the IP001 pump details to 002. The only difference will be the duty standby or duty assist things will be different. So in that case, if you have tagged it, you can recall the details and save it for the other pump actually with new tag number. So that will save a lot time for you. next is a process drop down, and this process drop down has all these details came from project settings. So we will shortly see how to populate this drop down list as per your preferences, so that you can have the ready options available here, quickly select and assign to particular load. Similarly, the plant load type, you can add any type of load options here from project settings, and describe your pump if it is inlet pump 01, 02, whichever description which will help you to identify the pump quickly. Then supply voltage. Various countries has different supply voltage levels, so you can have these supply voltages populated in the um, project settings. And drive options, then star, delta, UPS, and VST. So you can have those options populated here. Duty, standby, assist. So these are these load categories for the similar loads, based on whether it is a working unit or standby unit. You can add load rating here. For example, if it is a 110 kilowatt load, you can add 110 kilowatt or whichever the load rating you have from the mechanical equipment list. And efficiency figures, you can get these efficiency power factor figures from the OEM datasheet of the load. Suppose it is a fan or pump, then OEM has for various load capacities, OEM has a table showing efficiency and power factor for that particular load kilowatt. Load factor is usually given by mechanical equipment list by mechanical engineers. And these are usually in a range of zero point 0.7 to 0.85, because usually while designing the load, mechanical engineers have practiced to have some 20 to 25% safety margin. So anyway, whenever load is operating, it is going to operate in a load factor range of 7.7 to 0.85. So usually 0.85 is the right one, if you can select. So installation type is dry type, submerged type, and it is actually a installation type of the load. So you can have various options added here from the project settings. Then upstream bus is the uh, uh, important text input, where you mention the bus upstream of the load, and upstream panel or source bus, which to which the load is connected. To understand this functionality, we will be doing separate sessions with electrical single line diagram and um, uh, um, and and the plant with multiple panels with single main incomer at utility point of connection. So till then, we will go through a simple load study in this session. So runtime is an important input for soft to enable software to calculate the energy demand for each load, and have the proportions calculated for the pie charts and the donut charts, which it shows on the energy meter portal. And purchase details, you can add, if it is an existing plant, you can just record the existing make or OEM manufacturer's details here. If it is a new plant, then if you can have any other details like prospective manufacturers or the approved makes from the projects, you can add here just to record in the equipment list. And any additional comments if you want to add regarding the load, you can record it here. Now, going to the project settings, let me show you from where you can add this process, these drop down options, process, plant, load type, description, and supply voltage. So all these drop downs can be populated from the project settings. Even for the tariff purpose, for whatever uh, energy consumption details calculated on the energy meter, it shows you the cost of the energy over the time period you select. So this will be also calculated based on the data inputs you provide into the project settings. So let's run through the project settings first. So you can see here water, power, oil and gas, cement, paper, various industries are listed here. So as per the industry preferences, you can add the process areas in which you want to divide the complete plant load study. So this will definitely help you um, to assess a specific area in terms of energy intensity, and based on these process options, the software will analyze the areas where the energy consumption is more. So select the industry, drop down from the drop down, industry drop down, and then there are these maximum 10 areas. You can see right now we have already added some of the process details here. Uh, we would recommend that you go by process plant philosophy in case you are conducting electrical energy audit or process plan for a process plant. If it is non-process industrial or commercial establishment, then you may choose to divide it in 10 major areas. In case you have created multiple industry process profiles by adding process options, then you can check that what all options you can have added to each industry in drop down items. And just by selecting the industry type and clicking on the view option, for example, for some other sugar industry, suppose, you can view options which you have already saved here. You can change the options anytime. For example, if I am viewing water industry options and it is a raw water intake, then suppose instead of filtration you want to add a screening, and then filtration. Let's have the old options here. Just add an update. You can see these screening and filtration options have been interchanged now. So likewise, you can have the options added for each industry for which you want to conduct the energy audit. Once you add those options there, then if you have created the already created the project for specific industry, then go to that particular industrial process settings and select the project you want to apply the process setting and just apply, which will appear in the add load form of specific project. Here it will be shown once you save the process settings. Going back to the process setting, project setting, sorry. So remaining plant load type, then supply voltage, drive installation, these options can also be added from the project settings, and those options will appear here in the details tab. So suppose you want to add some additional plant load types like blower, and just add it, and it will appear in details, plant blowers. So if it is repeated, just delete the one. And suppose drive, you want to add any additional drives, you can add it from here. Then similarly for the tariff, you based on the country, you can select the corresponding currency from here. Then monthly tariff uh, cost, and then you can select the time period for over which you want to calculate the energy cost, and save it. The settings will automatically be applicable for the projects. These settings are not project specific, so we are working on it, and shortly these settings can also be applied as per the project requirements. If you are creating the multiple projects from multiple countries, then in that case the obviously currency and tariff will be different. So that feature will shortly be introduced. So let us start with creating a load for this project. Presently, for pumping station project which we have created here, there are no loads, so equipment list is blank, and obviously electrical load schedule will also not show anything till now. So let us add one load. For example, it is inlet pump. Then suppose it is a raw water intake, and then pump, inlet pump 1, 415 volt. It is a variable speed drive. Rating, efficiency, load factor. Then it is a dry well submersible, or if it is submerged, you can select whichever is the option. If it is connected to MCC01, or so let us say it is connected to motor control center 1, then you can add the corresponding panel name or bus name here. And if it runs for 16 hours per day design running time, then suppose manufacturer is ITT flight, and any additional comments if you want to add, then click on the next, and it will save and come back to this form for accepting the new inputs, and it will give you an alert that this form has been saved successfully. If you will click on done, then it will go to it will save your current details and go back to the equipment list page. So as I was mentioning last time about cloning the details, if you have the tag number assigned, then uh, for example, I want to create now. I created already the duty pump, and now I want to create a standby pump with all the remaining details keeping it kept same. So let us go to IP001 and click outside the text box, edit text box. So it will retrieve all the data, and then you can just make it standby and put it 002. Don't click anywhere else and click next. It will save the next pump details for you. Let us go to equipment list, and it will show you all both the pumps have been listed down here. If you will go to electrical load schedule, then it will show you bus-wise segregation of all the loads, like MCC01, which we had assigned the bus in while adding the load into the add load form, and it will show you the installed capacity as 220 kilowatt connected load because only one is the duty pump, so 110 kilowatt. Peak absorbed power 100.54, which is these details have been calculated based on the efficiency, power factor, and the load factor data which you have added. Energy consumption per day has been calculated based on the runtime you have given. So yeah, now if you go to energy meter, right now you have added only one process, so it will not show any segregation, any proportions of the where exactly the more energy is being consumed in which area, and which area is the lean consumption area. So let us add some other details here. For example, let us recall the previous details and uh, go to the filtration or screening, and in that case if it is a screening, we haven't added any load type as a screens, so we can have the screens added from the project settings. Screens. Let us screens, then inlet screen 01. If it has VST, then let it be VST. Then suppose it is 15 kilowatt, 83% efficiency. Power factor, suppose it is 85. Obviously, you need to pull these figures from OEM datasheet. Load factor 0.85, let it be. Obviously, these are the submerged installations again connected to MCC01. If it is running for 20 hours per day, it can be, suppose it is a Uber. And now change the tag to SCR001 and next. So this detail has been saved, and now it is appearing in the electrical equipment list, and even electrical schedule will also list it under the MCC01 bus, and energy meter will show now the one more type, load type, as screens, and now it will start showing how much energy, how much is the installed kilowatt, rated running kilowatt, then absorbed running kilowatt, and daily energy consumption based on the data we added to the equipment list. And this will show you the energy cost based on the running hours we selected. So, so the more the process related loads you will keep on adding, these charts will get updated. Once you save this project, then your name will appear in owners column, which we have already done here. So and you can share this load study with uh, your colleagues for review, your approver of the project, or if you want to just share it for the details with any contractors, or any other external agencies. So to understand more uh, about the components of this tool, you can visit the help menu and read more about it. We will be coming up with more detailed electrical load study tutorials for the large industrial plants, where we will see how to connect PCC and MCC to each other, and significance of the energy meter charts, that how what exactly it indicates and how you can read it efficiently to understand where exactly is the energy intensive processes going, and what exactly the relation between, or what proportion of the installed capacity is being utilized uh, correctly or efficiently. So till then, get hands-on experience by creating your own projects, and see you in next session. Thank you very much.